Hey guys, what's going on? It's Tcarp. Well, it's been almost a week since the election. I had planned on making something before the election of things to prepare for and whatnot, and I just never got around to it. Life got a little hectic, and then something happened I genuinely didn't expect. Trump won. Trump didn't win by a small margin either. He won every swing state. And I'm just interested, I've got friends that think that that things were super cool back in 2020. Nothing happened that was out of the ordinary. And then this year you look and there's definitely a disparate, a mathematical difference in the amount of people that voted in one election versus the other. And yes, I'm trying to say things and keep the algorithms in my favor here, but like you see that, and you see that difference between the two, and it's just an interesting thought. Either a certain amount of people did not come out and vote, or something fishy happened in the last one, and it's harder and harder and harder for normal people. I'm not talking like people like you and me. People like you and me, we think differently. We think outside the box. We have a more preparedness mindset. But for normal people that don't necessarily think this way, they are looking at this and it's like, ugh, how do they justify it? And they're having a very, very, very hard time justifying it. So I want to make that just interesting, very, very clear, and just it's just interesting there. Also, I'm excited. I have a lot of hope, but at the same time, it's like, this is government. Can someone do everything they say they can do? Not necessarily. So this is not a time, in my opinion, to stop preparing. You need to, in my opinion, you need to be training harder, preparing harder during these next 4 years than any. From 2016 to 2020, I stopped having that preparedness mindset. I stopped having that mindset. And I'm not saying having a scared mindset, but I'm having a ready mindset. I stopped that, and this time around, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have a mindset of, I don't know when something's going to happen. Don't know when the next natural disaster does happen. It doesn't have to necessarily be political. So I'm going to up my skills. I'm going to, do things that I'm going to do. I'm going to have everything ready for my family. And I think you should too. So I just want to caution you guys to not get in a mindset of complacency during the next couple of years. I'm gonna definitely hold people's feet to the fire. Say one thing, we're gonna have to do it this time. Not let people sway you so much. So that's gonna be a thing. I do think you need to be prepared for some civil unrest. I think you need to be prepared for power outages. I think you need to be prepared for utility outages. And I think that's, looking at my preparedness goals and strategies, it keeps changing. I went to more of the firearms related at the very beginning, and I think a lot of preppers do that. We go into the firearms thing, and because they're, guns are shiny and cool and they're badass and all these things. And then it's like, oh man, I can't eat bullets. I got to figure out food. So you go into the food thing, and then, okay, well, I got food. Now I've got to, how do I cook it? How do I have a good life? How do I survive. So you go into the the bushcraft, and now I'm kind of mixing all of those together. Is like, how do we have a well-rounded preparedness plan? And I think that's really the big key, is to have a well-rounded preparedness plan, because you may be the biggest badass there is, but is your wife, is your daughters? So you have to have a, like I said, just a well-rounded preparedness plan for your family to get them through any scenario. And I think the goal is to be just as self-reliant, and for your life to be able to be as self-reliant as possible, to get back to some sense of normalcy if anything ever happens. And I think that is where your focus should be in the next 4 years. Also, I want to talk about financial preparedness, okay? A lot of people the last couple of years have been telling you to take your money out of your 401k, dump it into gold or silver or all that. And those people, if you have done that, you have lost your butt. You have lost your butt. And it's like, guys, it wasn't wise to do that. So my theory is what I do. That's all I guess I can tell you, is I just keep investing into my 401ks. I just, S&P 500, just easy stuff. So that's where my 401k does. And then I go to like a regular old stock guy, or I go to, a financial planner, and then I give extra money to him, and he kind of plans things out, and he puts money into the market, and it kind of grows as the market grows. But again, for me, I look at the S&P 500 to kind of see how everything's going. And it's like, that is a smart way to put your money into. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying put all your money into it. Put 10 to 15%. Dave Ramsey would have you put 15% of your income into that, so you can retire if anything doesn't go bad, which is what you hope for, which is what we want. So I'm preparing for the good. I'm preparing for everything to go on as normal, but also I've got guns, bullets, band-aids, water, solar power generator, food, a way to filter water, all those things, and survival knowledge to go along with it. And that is a way to hedge, just kind of hedge your investments or hedge your bets. If something happens, if, the world goes to crap, let's say, and the dollar collapses or whatnot, okay, you having your money in gold and silver is not going to matter, in my opinion. It's going to matter how much water you've got, how many bullets you have. You're not going to be walking around the daggum neighborhood shaving off gold bars for bread. That's just not going to happen. It's a completely different thing. Now, do I have some silver bought up? Yeah, I buy a little bit of silver. And that's for me being wrong. You always hedge your bets. So my thing is have money in regular investments, still doing that 10 to 15%. Get out of debt, by the way. My gosh, get out of debt. Don't be dumb and get car payments and credit card payments and lease cars. Dear Lord, don't do that. Hedge your bets. Be putting money into your 401k. Have your preparedness items. Have your preparedness skills. Have your preparedness money, like a little bit of silver and gold too. Have a nice, even, balanced portfolio, if we're using big, big financial words, but have don't put all your eggs in one basket. So again, next 4 years, be thinking about this. Don't let up. I really think God has absolutely blessed us with the Trump election. Just my opinion. Being a Christian, I pray for our leadership. I pray for those who don't necessarily understand that, and that's okay. I just pray for them. I pray that God enlightens them, shows them the way. But again, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. I've got some products that some companies have sent to me. We're going to do some reviews. We're going to see if we like them, see if we don't. If you'd like to contact me, you can at tcarp1616@yahoo.com. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, Tcarp signing out.